Hello, beautiful people. Janet Beckers here. Today, I'm going to introduce you to what I've recognized over the years as being 10 core traits that are common to those people that you recognize as being the go-to people in their field, the leaders in their field, the leaders of their tribe online. So we'll have a look at those, and those people may have very strategically set out to be those leaders, or they may have been recognized as that and may not even realize themselves that's what they've created. So we're going to have a look at what I'm meaning by tribes. What am I mean by a tribal business leader? And what's the significance of it anyway? Like, how does that impact on your business and your goals? So that's what we're going to cover first off, and then I'm going to go over those 10 core traits for you. But first of all, why am I even talking about this? Well, my business is Romance Your Tribe. So there's a pretty good hint there with the word tribes that this is core to the way that I approach my business, the way that I approach helping my clients. So when I'm talking clients, who do I work with? So I work with people who take people on some kind of transformational journey. So they help people to go from point A to B. They help people transform and get the change that they wanted. And they are the person who has that expertise, has that path to be able to help them, or has been able to bring people in to be able to create that transformation. So there could be coaches, consultants, speakers, service providers, people who have got an expertise and a knowledge, and they help people, importantly, to transform. So that's who I work with. So if you're working with those people, if you're going to be being able to make a difference, if you're going to be transforming people, you need to attract these people to you. You know, that's your clients, that's your tribe. So that's what I help people do. I help people attract a tribe, people who get them, who want to be part of their world, who really look forward to, hearing from them, to seeing their content, to wanting to work with them. So I help people to attract that tribe, and as part of that process, helping them to be able to set up as being that recognized leader of that tribe online. So that's what I help you to do, attract a tribe, and then to step up there as that leader. And by that leader, if you're going to have a tribe, by their nature, tribes have leaders. So that's what we're going to be positioning you as. So now let's have a look at, why is that important? Well, to be able to step up into that leadership role means people will not flock to you, will not be attracted to your world unless you are willing to lead and to create a place and a language and a culture that will draw people to you. And it's not as difficult as it sounds. It's quite strategic, but it's not difficult. It's not difficult at all in terms of lots of moving pieces and things being complicated. It is quite simple, but as you'll see by these 10 traits that I'm going to run by with you, is when I say something is simple, it doesn't mean it's easy. But if you nail this, it means that you become like this beautiful magnet for people who want to work with you. So that's the power of being able to strategically position yourself as the leader of the tribe that you are going to be attracting. So let's have a look at the traits that I've seen for the people who are positioned in that way. And this is what I help people to do. So these are traits that I have recognized are important and have, for the people who've done this well, these are the traits. And for people who you recognize that you may follow, and have a look and see if people are doing this. So you will be able to have a bit of a checklist here to really recognize why it is that you may be attracted to certain people, and why and why you may be in their circles. So, and you can actually see why people are actually getting the results that they are. So this is a really interesting thing for you to analyze yourself against, but also as a checklist against the people who you have been drawn to work with. Okay, let's get started. So the first one, and just excuse me, I'll look down here at my notes as I'm going. So the very first one, and this is core, is that the people who attract a tribe and step up and naturally is seen as that leader, they're motivated in their business by more than just making a living. They're motivated to make a difference to people. And so they'll make an impact to that, and that difference may be, just to a few clients that they may work very closely with. It may be to be making an impact worldwide. The thing is, you identify your tribes. Tribes do not have to be humongous. They can be small and tight, or they can be larger and have a more worldwide impact. But whatever way it is that you're going to be identifying what your tribe's going to be, the size, is you're motivated to make a difference, to really take people on some kind of transformation and create change. That's a big driver for people who step up as tribal business leaders, who are naturally seen that way, because that passion, that true need to make a difference is recognizable. It's really recognizable. So have you got that? Are you wanting to make a difference to the people who you work with, or the people who are even just drawn into your sphere? Do you want to make a difference? If so, awesome. You've got the core ingredient. So look at the people who you follow and see, what is it, the difference? How do you know that they want to make a difference? Ask yourself that. Now, the next one is, when we're talking about tribes, they know their tribes. They're always looking. They're listening to what people say. They're reading what kind of comments, what sorts of emails and things are coming through. They're surveying. They're getting on the phone and interviewing people, but they're constantly listening. And it isn't. They can never, ever know enough about their tribe. Then they have a strong empathy with that tribe. So if you're feeling you're not really quite sure who it is that you're wanting to work with, that may be the area that can really make the huge difference. You really, ongoing, strategically, really getting to know and make sure you know your clients constantly. You want them to be able to say, man, I'm sure you were reading my mind when you wrote that or said that. It's because you are. So that's very, very strong amongst people who are recognized as leaders of their tribe. Now, the next one, and this fits in with this, is tribal business leaders. They do not have splinters in their bums. And by this, I mean people who sit on the fence, they get splinters in their bum. So they get off the fence. They are willing to take a stand for what they believe in that is important to their tribe. So that's why the tribe knows that this is the person I want to hang around with, because they are not afraid to say, I believe this, and are willing to say that. So they don't get splinters in their bum. They're not trying to keep everybody happy. They don't care if they alienate some people who go, nah, don't disagree with that. That's okay. It means they're not meant to be part of this tribe. So leaders do not have splinters in their bum. The next thing that they have, and this is an interesting thing, is, and this is really one of the things I've really recognized that makes it so that a leader becomes sustainable, is they keep things really simple. And they focus only on the things that are really important. So the more that you know your tribe and what you stand for, that becomes easier. So that's why they basically get stuff done, is because they keep things simple. Narrow, they stick with what works. And that's why they are able to have that resilience to keep on going. They don't complicate things. And so that's a big part is core to the way that I work with people in my Attract Tribe programs, is what works. Let's just keep it really simple. Let's work out those things that actually work for you and your business and your personality, and let's just stick with that, okay? Everything else doesn't have to be done. Really important. Now, the next thing is, because they're very good at simplifying and keeping just a focus on the things that are important, they're also really good at with their tribe. So this makes the difference between somebody who is an influencer and somebody who is an actual tribal leader, because they're not just going to inspire and say, this is what I believe. They actually have a process. They have a system, and they've created a language around it, and they simplify things. They make it simple for their tribe to actually implement the stuff that they talk about. So that is a core part to what makes that tribal leader. Now, this is core to what I help people with my Attract Your Tribe program. We work at what's really different to what you do, what's different about your approach, really clear on the steps that you take people through, and then we create your own language that is trademarkable. So it's completely different to everybody else. So a tribal leader will have gone through that process. So you keep an eye on the people you've been following and the people who get results, and you will see that that is a really common trait. Now, this is another really interesting thing. Because that tribal business leader has this language and has a system to help their tribal members to get results. And hey, that's where the money is in your business. That's what people will pay for. The thing that makes a difference here for a tribal business leader is they shine the light on their tribe. They shine the light on the people who get results. So the focus is not always on them all the time, which is very much the influencer model. Their focus is on people who get results, on sharing stories, of cheering their tribe on. That's what makes a tribal leader. So have a look at that and see, is that something that you do? Is that something that you can be doing more of that is going to really help to set you up as a tribal business leader? Just going to refer back to my notes here. So the tribal business leader is not threatened by elevating other people up in that tribe. They actually do it proactively. They recognize that there is room for them to raise other leaders up. So that is really core to a tribal leader. Now, as part of that, one thing that I've really recognized with a tribal leader is respect. And we're not talking just, give me respect. No. Tribal business leaders have respect in two different ways. Number one, they really respect the people who are in their tribe. They're not doing it as, I am the queen of the castle and you are my minions. They really respect the people who are drawn into their tribe. And with that respect comes an expectation that those people in that tribe, they can actually do and get the transformation. They can do it. They have that, they can help, they can create change. So it's not going to be, I just, follow me. It's a respect of, you know what? I respect you as an adult, and I know if you do the work and follow my system, I know you're going to get the results. And that could be in their health. It could be their relationships. It could be their business. Whatever the specialty is that tribal business leader provides that has drawn that tribe to them. So they've got the respect for the people who they attract, but they also have respect for themselves. So they're very clear on their boundaries, and they communicate those boundaries with kindness. Now, this is one of the things that I know when I start working with people is a really big mindset shift, because a lot of times people, they'll be driven to be motivated to really create transformation and help people. And they'll do it sometimes to the detriment of themselves. They want to give. So one of the first things we do is we work out, what are your non-negotiables? What's your values? What's important to you? What are your boundaries? And how do you design your time and your lifestyle so that you can keep that energy up, so you can simplify your business and have a life but still be helping people? So you need to get super clear on that. So leaders are very clear on what their boundaries are, because they respect their time, they respect their energy, and they respect their health. And they communicate that just really clearly. And so that's one of the things that I work with people on is also, and then how do you communicate that as well? Now, because of that, that they're driven by respect, is they're also quite humble, which is interesting, because a lot of times you will see that somebody who is a leader of their tribe, in business, so that's why I call them tribal business leaders, is you will see that, well, I'm the king of the castle, I'm the queen of the castle. Well, actually, they're incredibly humble because of that respect for everybody there. And because of that, they recognize that they will always be learning. So tribal business leaders not only are great teachers, they are really good learners. And they're very coachable. So they know that if they need help with something, they will find the right person, and then they're coachable. Yep, just show me what to do. And so that is a really, really core trait that I've recognized with working with people. The people who are very coachable, who the more successful they become, the more they are open to finding the people who can help them with the next step and just being really good students. So that's sometimes something that people see as a surprise, that about being being a good learner is part of being a good teacher and being a good leader. Now, of course, my notes just died, but it's lucky I know these next couple. So with that, the next thing that comes, again, with that humbleness is they recognize that, if I'm going to be attracting my tribe to me, if I'm going to be making a difference, if I am going to be stepping up as the leader here, well, I have to be willing to be visible. I am willing to get seen and get heard, even though, that brings up all of that stuff that we all have, that imposter syndrome, that I don't want to be seen, that, what will people think of me, the I'm too fat, too skinny to be seen on video or photos or whatever it is. They all have those exact same thoughts, but they know that they need to be seen and they need to be heard, so they're going to get visible. And this brings me to the very last one, which really is really core. Like, without this, doesn't matter if you have all of those other traits, without this next one, you'll never really get that stepping up. And this is what I call scare-sighted. People who are tribal business leaders that people will get drawn to, they step into the feeling of scare-sighted. Now, scare-sighted is just a word I made up, which is that combination of, when you're really scared, when you think, holy heck, this is just, I'm going to put myself out here, or I'm going to take a risk, or this is something, I'm going to do this and it might flop, and it probably will a few times, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because if this works, well, it's going to be fantastic. But, when you get that scary thing of, man, I'm really scared by this, but you're excited at the same time, like, what if? What if I do it? Like, how, imagine. So tribal business leaders step into that all the time. And that's where the personal development growth comes that allows you to keep on stepping up as that leader. So that's the 10 core characteristics that I've recognized that are really essential to being recognized as the leader, and that will attract a tribe to you. And by leader, it doesn't necessarily have to mean, hey, I'm the celebrity, I'm the, look at me, I'm Oprah type thing. That could be it. But it could also be that your tribe, you may have a small but tight tribe, but they're attracted to you and trust you because they see you as the guide. They see you as the leader of that tribe that you've attracted. So there you go. 10 characteristics that really are core. And the thing is, these are all things that you can learn. These are all things that you can implement. And that's what I do. That's what I help you to do. Get those 10 steps totally nailed and get them so that they're core to the way that you're approaching your business. So I'd love to hear from you. Like, are there ones there that you can feel quite proudly, you know what, nailed that baby? Or one that you think, you know what, I think I need some help with that one. Or this one here, sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't. And so, yep, this has given me a reminder, Janet, that, yeah, I'm going to do more of that one there. I'd really love to hear from you. And if you'd like my help, that's what I'm here for, okay? So you will see if you go to romanceyourtribe.com, and you will see there that I've got some great free training for you, and I've also got excellent programs where I work closely with you so that we can get those results, because That's my mission. My mission is I can make a huge difference in the world, but I can't do it on my own. And so my mission is to find those people who are really good at what they do, people who help people. And I just want to help them to be able to step up as leaders and attract a tribe so they can have a bigger impact, so they can help more people. So my role is to help to create or facilitate people becoming tribal leaders of their own tribe, tribal business leaders. That's what I create. So if that sounds like you, I'd love to hear from you. Okay. Let's go out there and make a difference, really make a difference. And one of those, that last one that I said there about scare-sighted, I double dare you to put this as your challenge every single day. Am I feeling scare-sighted? Can I feel that sort of sickness but tingling excitement in my gut? Ask yourself that every day. Did I have a moment of scare-sighted? If yes, then I'm on the path. So that's my challenge to you. Okay, see ya.